Shalom, welcome to the Jewish Task Force JTF. My name is Chaim Ben Pesach. Before we get to our subject on how 80% of the Arabs in the Gaza district have told Arab researchers that they want to leave the Gaza district, they want to permanently leave Gaza, and how this proves that the Kahanas were right from the start. Before we get to that, QPTV people can see the evening schedule. These are the times that we're on the air on QPTV in the evenings, and these are the times we're on the air on QPTV during the day. This is our great forum that we urge everybody to join. And if people can't remember, they can always go to our website, which is easy to remember, JewsAgainstObama.com. That's certainly easy to remember, and you can always go to our forum and join us from there. Or go to our website and find the forum from there. A poll that was done by the Institute of Development Studies, which is an Arab research group in the Gaza district. And it's funded by American and European Jew haters. American and European Jew haters fund all types of Arab projects to try to destroy the Jewish people and to try to destroy little Israel. You know, it's amazing. The whole world conspires against little Israel all the time. All the nations of the world are constantly funding every possible thing to destroy little Israel. It's amazing what goes on, and still God protects the Jews from all of these hideous, vicious people, all of whom, of course, will be burning in hell for their criminal attempt to destroy God's chosen people. The Jews are God's chosen people. Anyone who doesn't recognize that will be roasting in hell. Your tuchis will be roasting in hell if you don't believe what the Bible says. God chose the Jewish people out of all nations to be a light unto the nations and a holy nation, a nation of priests. And if you don't believe that, you're going to hell. But having said that, the European and American Jew haters and supporters of Arab Muslim terrorism are funding groups like the Institute of Development Studies, and they did a big study, they did a big survey of Arabs living in the Gaza district, and even this group found that 80% of the Arabs in the Gaza district said that they want to leave the Gaza district. They want to leave the land of Israel. They don't want to be there. They're not happy there. They want to leave. 80% admitted this, even though it's considered to be treason and you can be killed. You know, you can be killed if you're an Arab and you say you want to leave. You're considered to be a traitor if you say you want to leave. And 80% of them didn't even care about that. They said, yes, we want to leave. That's how fed up, that's how unhappy they are, that's how much they want to leave. Now, in a situation like this, first of all, a couple of things have to be pointed out. Number one, we, the supporters of Harav Meir Kahana Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha Hashem Yikom Damo, said from the start that the Arabs do want to leave, and if they're encouraged to leave, the vast majority of Arabs in the land of Israel will leave. And by the way, there have been numerous studies like this, just like this, all confirming the same basic trend, that the Arabs, if given a chance, would gladly leave very quickly. And this is what we've said all along for decades. And for decades, the self-hating Jews that run Israel, that run Israel's Bolshevik news media, all the self-hating Jews have told us, oh no, you're crazy, the Arabs aren't going to leave, the Arabs want to stay, you couldn't get them out no matter what you try to do, you have to force them to leave. We don't have to force them to leave. They want to leave. They want to leave. And by the way, if 80% admit they want to leave, and this is 80% saying this when they're getting free medicine, free food, free electricity, free water, free everything from Israel. The Israeli taxpayers give them everything for free. They get free water, free electricity, free food, free medicine, billions of dollars in aid, everything under the sun they're getting from the Israeli taxpayers. Now, if we were in power, they'd get nothing from the Israeli taxpayers because the Israeli people, not only do Israeli Jews not owe them anything good, the Israeli Jews actually owe them a lot of bad things because they're mass murderers who want to exterminate the whole Jewish people and want to exterminate all non-Muslims. So at the very least, they wouldn't get anything from us. We wouldn't give them anything for free. We wouldn't give them any. They would be on their own. We would not be feeding and helping our enemies who want to exterminate us. We wouldn't. If we're in power, that will end immediately. Not one penny will go to them. And so if 80% want to leave now when they're getting billions of dollars in all types of assistance for free, where they don't even have to work, they get everything handed to them, and they're still unhappy, and 80% still want to leave, can you imagine what the statistics would be and what the attitude would be when all of this is cut off, all these benefits are cut off, and they're on their own? I mean, the overwhelming majority will gladly leave. Gladly, they'll be fighting with each other. They'll be killing each other. They'll be scratching each other's eyes out to see who can get out faster when we come up with the plan to get them out. And so we were right all these years when we said they want to leave. We said they want to leave. And everybody else said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. They don't really want to leave. The Arabs, this is an Arab study. This is the Institute for Development Studies is an Arab group, Arab research group, funded by American and European enemies of Israel. And there are numerous, as I said, there are numerous other studies that have said the same thing, that have all found the same results. Numerous other studies. So Rabbi Kahana was right, and everybody else who said all the other Jewish so-called leaders were all wrong on this issue and on every other issue. Right down the line, Rabbi Kahana and the Kahanas were right, and everybody else in the cuckoo community known as the Jewish community of the world were wrong. Because this is a generation of cuckoo Jews who are suicidal and who refuse to accept reality and who refuse to do what has to be done to survive. The Kahanas Jews are the only sane Jews in our generation. The only sane Jews in our generation. And so that's point number one, that it's important to understand point number one. But point number two is even more significant. The so-called Jewish leaders of Israel, to show how crazy they are, the media in Israel, the leaders of Israel, the multinational corporate wealthy Jews in Israel, they're doing everything they can to keep the Arabs there. They don't want the Arabs to leave. Can you imagine the Arabs want to leave? The biggest problem, the biggest headache that the Jewish people have, millions of Arabs in the land of Israel who want to destroy the Jewish people, they all want to go. They're unhappy. They want to leave. Almost all of them want to leave. And the Jews are doing everything they can to keep them there, to prevent them from leaving. Did you ever hear of anything like this in your? I mean, this is unbelievable. And by the way, this is not just Ehud Smolmert and the left. This is the Likud and the Mafdal and Shas and all these other parties. The same exact story. They actually, in fact, the Likud and Shas and the Mafdal and all these other parties that call themselves right-wing are constantly saying we have to increase aid to the Arabs. We have to increase aid because we're not giving them enough. We should be giving them even more things for free that we never give to our fellow Jews. To encourage them to stay and have more babies and become the majority in Israel. I mean, this is their policy. This is literally their policy. The only Jews who are sane enough to say if the Arabs want to leave, let's help them leave. We are the only ones who are sane enough to say this. We're the only ones with a program to do this. And the vast majority of Israeli Jews want them out and support. We did another program where we showed 75% of Israeli Jews want the Arabs removed from Israel. So look at the statistics here. 80% of the Arabs want to leave. 75% of the Jews want them out. No wonder they don't want Chaim ben Pesach in Israel. No wonder they don't want Chaim ben Pesach in Israel. No wonder they bar me from going to Israel. No wonder they're terrified of me and my message reaching the people of Israel. No wonder. If we had real money, they wouldn't be able to stop us because the majority of Israeli Jews are desperate and want this badly. And even the vast majority of Arabs, even though they hate the Jews and even though they're jealous and evil and hate the Jews, they still want out just for selfish reasons. And so, I mean, everything in the mix would work out in a way where they wouldn't be able to stop us. If we could just have the funds we need to become a mass movement. If we get the funds we need, we'll be a mass movement in 1 year. I'm telling you, you give us millions of dollars, in 1 year we'll be a mass movement and we'll change Jewish history forever. The conditions are ripe. The time is right. We just need the support and the resources in order to do this, and then it will be a great thing, not only for Israel, but for America and for Western civilization, for Europe, for every Western country will see this as an example, and this will be an important example and a great defeat for the Islamic terrorists and a great victory for Western civilization, aside from the fact that it will be a great victory for the Jewish people. Join with us, Jews and righteous Gentiles. Together, we can turn the tide. Together, we can win this battle. Shalom.